So much spoke to me about this story. When I first read the script, honestly, I knew within 5 minutes of reading that I was in. I loved the story. I loved the fact that it kept surprising me. I loved the fact that two women were at the center of this, one being a young Black woman in a heroic role, which is so needed always, but especially at this time. I love that this film had something to say about finding your purpose, about doing good in the world. And I love action. I love action films. And here was an opportunity finally for me to be able to play in the big sandbox and bring my aesthetic to the genre. And that was very exciting to me. Foremost, I give all props to Greg Rucka, who created such incredible characters and put them in this great story. They inspired me. And once you have these great female characters, you want to make sure you have the best actors to embody those two. These are special characters. One, Andy, who's 6,000 years old, who is the best fighter in the world. But she is at a point in her life where she wants it to end. She's seen enough heartache and heartbreak. She's seen the world hurt each other over and over again, and she feels like she can't make a difference. And then you have a new baby immortal, Niall, who is honestly like the audience, somebody coming into this world and trying to figure it out, a woman who has an innate goodness and wants to do good in the world, but is so confused about what is happening and confused about this choice that she may have to make between this new family and her old family. So to get Charlize and KiKi to embody these characters, it was a gift. Both really, really good actors, both love the action genre and threw themselves into it, knowing how important it was that these two women looked dope in all of the action. In going into this film, I knew I wanted it to, just be a badass action film, but it's also for me an action drama. And the quiet moments in this are as important as the big set pieces. And for that to really resonate, for this film to resonate, I knew I needed great actors and wanted great actors in every role, and was so incredibly fortunate to get this cast that I have. Chiwetel, who is just the dopest. The fact that he's in here playing Copley, he brought so much grace and just such a realness to the character of Copley, a character that could have been one note, but he just added so many beautiful levels to the character. Marwan Kenzari, who plays Joe, phenomenal actor, just this humor and manliness and warmth that he brought to Joe. Luca Marinelli, who plays Nikki, really the heart of the group, such incredibly soulful eyes, and just brought a goodness as well to it. Matthias Schoenaerts, I just remember sitting across from him and him saying, I don't normally do movies like this, but I want to do this movie. And he just loved the themes of it and loved what he was going to have a chance to explore. And then Harry Melling, who many people know from Harry Potter, he has that face, is a perfect, I don't know if this is a compliment, but the perfect villain face. And it was fun for he and I to just talk about, who this character is and how timely he is, a man in pharma, and a young man in pharma who really has no moral compass and, wants to rule the world. I am the first, which is unfortunate in 2020 that there are still firsts, but in being the first, there is naturally an incredible pressure. I've got to get it right. It needs to be successful so that others can come up behind me. And that honestly was what drove me and got me up. I mean, taking on a film of this scale, it's hard. It's a lot of work. It's been 2 years of my life, but I was so passionate about this story, so excited about it, so excited to bring my aesthetic to the genre, with my use of music and songs for score, with an intimately epic feel to it, great performances, all of those things I wanted to bringing the handheld feel to it, and surrounded myself with an incredible crew, just the best, who were so supportive of the vision. My stunt crew and who helped me put together just, I think, really great action sequences that all had a real grounded feel to it, which was important to the storytelling. An incredible cast that was able to embody it all. Um, Again, but at the end of the day, hey, you want it to feel different. How can we elevate this material? And for me, I felt that it was the themes that we highlighted within the story that helped elevate it. And one of the things I love so much about the story is how global it feels. The fact that we have, all these warriors from different walks of life and different cultures. So I wanted that to be reflected truthfully in this film. So it was important for me to cast characters that reflected who these characters were from the different countries, and I really wanted them to use their natural accents. It's funny, so many of them said, "Should I get a dialect coach to make me sound a little more English?" And I was like, no, I love the way that you speak. And what was so beautiful on set is how much they spoke each other's languages. And in hearing that just in rehearsals and in their conversations, I just thought how beautiful it would be to bring that into the actual film. And so that was something that we all embraced and let them be free and sometimes talk in English and then talk in their natural language. And the fact that they all understood each other talking all these languages, I had to often, when I said cut, I was like, wait, what did you say? To make sure it was appropriate. But I felt that it just brought a beautiful global feel to the whole film. The old guard absolutely fights for what is right. They fight for good. And that is a fight that has been going on for centuries. And one of the reasons why they feel exhausted at this point in the story, the fact that they've been doing this, yet the world keeps hurting itself over and over on the loop, despite how much they're fighting for good. I did love that aspect of the story. But also, when you think about what's going on today and how relevant and how needed they are, I would love to think that the old guard is out there during this global pandemic, through this strife that's happening in so many different countries, that they are out there fighting the good fight. What I really hope that an audience takes away from this film is that we all have a specific amount of time on this earth. And so what are we going to do with our time here? And my hope is that we do good.